Maker's bones. That hurt.
The journey so far. The rider rode. A temple was found, and the turn of a key woke a giant from slumber. The Makers have need of me, the warden bellowed. And so he went, in search of their only hope.
Hello and welcome to this short video on Darksiders 2 for the PC. Now, I actually played the original Darksiders and I enjoyed it. It wasn't the most amazing game, but Darksiders 2 is definitely a massive improvement. So let's start off with a few negatives first, shall we? This really is a port, which is a shame really, because we're very, very limited on the options, as you can see here. Basic resolution, couple of tick boxes. We were promised there would be an INI file so that we can alter these settings, but alas, THQ has shit on the PC version again. Now, I've noticed in the forums and on the web there are a lot of people complaining about the game, saying that it's low res and the graphics are not very good, shadows and things like that, but I haven't really let these problems bother me. Actually, in game, if you've ever wanted to take part in your own comic book and you like Farlane's style, then you're going to absolutely love this game. The graphics are gorgeous, and the scale, the epic scale of this game is huge. Just the environment is just amazing, and we'll talk a little bit about that further as we get in. The game's kind of evolved a little bit into more of an RTS game. Now there's a loot system as well, you know, where you can... We know these type of games. It's you get unlocks and different weapons and secondary weapons and armor, and I suppose it's a little bit like the Elder Scrolls, but there's more action. I'd say the game as a whole is a cross between Prince of Persia, Arkham Asylum, Batman, games of that ilk. So there's a great combat system in it as well. Now, I have many favourite games, including The Witcher 2. But I am a massive Zelda fan, and I remember the original Zelda on the N64, Ocarina of Time, was an absolutely amazing game. If you liked that game, that style of game, exploration, moving on, you know, needing certain weapons like the slingshot and things like that to be able to get to certain places and things like that. If you love that sort of game, but with an epic scale, amazing bosses, quite a deep, interesting lore that goes with it as well, a bit like Lord of the Rings, and you're going to absolutely love this game. Very highly recommended, and you should give it a try. Now, as we go through this door, I hope this just gives you a small peek at the epicness of this game. My actual current task at the minute is I've got to get to the Tree of Life, which you can see in the background there. But the graphics are really superb. As again, I keep going over this thing about the scale, but everything is massive. I mean, let's just have a look around. Obviously, this is a little bit later in the game, so part of the environment's actually being destroyed here. But every environment you go to, you can stand still and just go, wow, look at that. I'm actually playing this on the 360 pad. A lot of buttons. Anyway, we'll just go talk to this guy over here. This guy is tiny compared to some of the people that you're going to see in the game, and I will show you a little glimpse of some of the bosses here. Just have a chat with this fella.
So the time has come. Wake up, little one. There is work to do.
I think the problem that people are having with the graphics is I'm running this on a GTX 580 SLI. I'm not sure actually whether it's running in SLI. Is that some of the textures up close really do look like ugh. And obviously some of the textures have obviously come over from the Xbox, so I don't know. I mean, from a distance the textures look absolutely superb. I've got absolutely no complaints. And really, we're bitching about things that are not really detriment to the game. The game is incredible. It's great fun to play. So really, I mean, I am personally a graphics whore. And it's only been an occasion I thought, when you're up close to some of the NCPs and some of the characters in game, that you think, oh god, I wish they could have given us a high-res pack at launch. It would have made the games, you know, that much more exciting and believable, and just, you know, a bit more immersion, I think. When you're looking at the graphics and you think that they look low-res, it does kind of take you out of it a little bit. There are lots of NCPs in the game, basically, that can help you with training or help you with new weapons. They carry on with the story, the flow of the story. And the story is quite deep. If you imagine it's a little bit like Lord of the Rings, it really feels like there's a real deep lore with it. And if you haven't played the previous Darksiders, you're not really going to get lost. All you need to know is that there are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. The first game was based on war, and now we're based on death. And the whole premise at the minute is that my brother has been accused of causing the distinction of humanity, the apocalypse, and basically I'm out there to prove his innocence. There are lots of great puzzles in the game, I mean, that's just epic. It may not come across in this video, but this really is size as epic in this game. I know I keep repeating that, but it's epic, epic, epic. That's, if there's a few words that you could have about this game, it's epic. Look at that, it looks amazing. Yeah, as I was getting back to it, there are a lot of dungeons in this game, and some of them are huge, and I do mean absolutely huge. And there is a lot of replayability for coming back and things like that.
No. This can't be. The stone bastard.
Tell me where to find the Guardian.
Head to the plains outside the city. And hurry. Adar is waiting for you both.
No!
It's beyond my help, horseman. Do your worst.
Now, if I was to say to you at the beginning of this video there are some big bosses in the game, you probably wouldn't believe me. There are some freaking massive bosses in this game, and I do mean massive. And every single one of them has been, so far, completely different in the way that you have to tear them down, completely different challenge. And it has taken a few goes on some of them, but once you actually get to beat them, it's such a brilliant feeling. I mean, one of them took me nearly 10 minutes to beat, and it's like, you know, literally adrenaline and sweat coming off me. Thinking, can I do it? Can I do it? There are some epic boss fights in this game. It's one of the things that I think really makes it stand out. If you're into the old Games Workshop, the metal figures, I used to be into that when I was a teenager, and that whole mythological lore and that whole vibe, then you're going to absolutely love this game. Sure, there are people out there complaining about it, but do you know what? So far, I have actually found this more entertaining than Sleeping Dogs. I keep coming back to Darksiders all the time. The story's deep, the graphics are amazing at a distance. We've mentioned it before about some of the textures, but you shouldn't let that spoil this absolutely epic game. And the game is big. Game is big. Absolutely brilliant art style. Well, I mean, we could talk about the graphics and the gameplay all day long, but another thing that really stands out of this game is the soundtrack. This game's got a really brilliant orchestral soundtrack. I mean, usually I turn the music down, but on this game it's something that you want to have up. It really does add to the game a huge amount. Now, I'm not going to show you this whole boss battle, because obviously if you do buy the game it's going to spoil it a little bit for you, and part of the fun is actually working out how to beat these big bastards. To be honest, this is not the biggest boss in the game, so I'm going to cut this short. Let's just say it was epic, and there was a brilliant cutscene at the end. Fortunately, my Fraps drive was full, so I couldn't actually show you the nice cutscene at the end, but I can show you a little snippy snap of this epic boss fight. game's actually got a really enjoyable combat system. It's a bit like Tales of Amalur in that it's actually really enjoyable to fight. It does take a few hours to get into the combat, and I'll be honest, occasionally when I'm fighting there's so much action going on screen, it's kind of hard to tell what's actually going on sometimes. There's no actual jump button or anything like that, you just have an evade button. I'm playing on the 360 pad, which I find easier for this game on the PC than the actual key bindings. RB to evade, so you can actually, you can see some of the attacks coming in an evade. Action is fast, visceral, quite exciting, just when you turn the sound up. The sound effects are generally very good as well. Huge amount of moves, weapons, upgrades, special abilities. Like you can see, I've just got 4 mounted to the keys that are there: shield, rifle, calling as the undead, and a couple of different special moves. So a really deep loot system as well, and there's supposed to be an online trading. A little bit like Diablo, I guess, but this is certainly a lot more exciting. It's only just a real shame that there isn't co-op. That would have just made the game an absolute masterpiece, in my opinion. So I'm gonna sum this up a little bit to make it easier for you. If you want a really massive, epic action game that's a little bit like starring in your own comic book, if you like that art style of McFarlane, which I do, I absolutely love it. If you like the puzzle games like Zelda, Prince of Persia, and the combat system of Arkham Asylum, you can put up with the odd little blurry texture in there, which is nothing to really complain about. And this is a game you should definitely get. As I mentioned before, I got Sleeping Dogs, but I keep coming back to this. It's such an exciting game that every environment that you go to is, wow, look at the scale and the art style, looks incredible. Everything about it, even the soundtrack, is highly recommended. So if you've got the opportunity to get this game, go ahead and buy it. Honestly, you will not regret this purchase. And if it helps THQ to keep moving on, because they're on the bridge of jumping off a bridge and calling it a day, then hopefully we will, with there being before Riders, we will see the next game. So I've been Up Lad, Yorkshire Pudding Gamers. Thanks for watching this video, and I'm going to leave you with a couple more little pieces of footage here. Any questions, leave them in the box below and I'll try and answer them as much as I can. Oh, I forgot to mention there are some brilliant puzzles in some of the dungeons as well. Again, I haven't got it too much because if you're going to get the game, I don't want to spoil it for you. But thanks for watching. More videos coming soon. TTFN. Adios.
And so you have come, bearing your sin like a badge of honor. What do you seek, Pale Rider?
The return of mankind.
You had no choice but to destroy him, horseman. Yet if the path to the Tree of Life is to be cleared, I have no choice but to bring him back.
How many times would you have me kill him?
The Guardian will be as a newborn, free of corruption. Now, stand aside. This will take more than a small effort.
You won't survive this!
I am a maker. That task